We tend to think of falling asleep like pressing a power button. You close your eyes and drift off, and your brain powers down for the night, slipping into a quiet, energy-saving void. But the biological reality of what happens next is entirely different. While your consciousness goes offline, your brain is actually pulling the night shift. In fact, during certain stages of sleep, your brain is expending more energy and is more electrically active than when you are wide awake. If your brain actually stopped working while you rested, the results would be disastrous. You'd wake up with unfiled memories, a buildup of toxic chemicals, and a severely degraded focus. To prevent that, your brain runs on a highly choreographed schedule. As we can see in this animated timeline, your brain moves through a 90 to 110-minute cycle, generating completely different types of electrical waves as it switches its operating mode from processing the outside world to managing internal maintenance. This nightly reorganization provides the biological maintenance required to keep your cognitive faculties functioning tomorrow. This EEG diagram shows what the first phase, NREM stage 1, looks like electrically. The chaotic, tight brainwaves of your waking state smooth out into steady, rolling patterns known as alpha and theta waves. Your brain is actively transitioning away from processing external sights and sounds. As you descend into NREM stage 2, those rolling rhythmic waves are suddenly interrupted by rapid, dense bursts of high-frequency electrical spikes called sleep spindles. These sleep spindles act as a physical barricade. They actively block external noise from reaching your conscious mind, effectively walling off your brain to ensure you stay asleep. With the outside world shut out, the sorting begins. Looking at this brain cross-section, we can see the process of memory consolidation. The brain replays the events of your day, taking important data from short-term storage in the hippocampus, these glowing nodes in the center, and transmitting it outward to the neocortex for long-term storage. At the same time, your brain performs synaptic pruning. Throughout the day, you build trillions of new neural connections. During this phase, the brain actively severs the weak or unnecessary ones. Archiving these specific memories while discarding the day's clutter clears the brain's processing space, creating the capacity to absorb new information the following day. Next comes NREM stage 3. The fast electrical activity stops completely, replaced by massive, slow-moving towers of electricity called delta waves, and now you have truly entered deep sleep. This stage triggers a specialized network known as the glymphatic system. Think of it as the brain's internal plumbing and waste management network, which only fully opens up during this deep sleep phase. The action here is highly mechanical. Clear cerebrospinal fluid violently rushes through the brain tissue, washing over cellular structures and sweeping away dark, sticky particulate matter. This fluid is targeting specific toxic byproducts, such as amyloid beta plaques. These are waste materials that naturally accumulate in your brain, simply as a result of you being awake. Deep sleep is a mandatory mechanical detoxification. Without this physical clearing of the tissue, those plaques would build up, leading to long-term cognitive degradation and disease. The slow delta waves eventually come to an abrupt end, and REM sleep erupts. The brain lights up, and electrical activity rapidly spikes to levels almost identical to being wide awake. In this hyperactive state, your brain processes complex emotional experiences. It does this by running the vivid, intense internal simulations we call dreams. Because these simulations are so intense, the brain deploys a critical safety feature called REM atonia. Looking at this nervous system schematic, you can see the brain firing rapidly, but the signals are blocked right at the brainstem. The brain intentionally severs communication with your major voluntary muscle groups, leaving your limbs inactive and inducing temporary physical paralysis. By actively locking down your physical body, the brain protects you from acting out your dreams. It secures the perimeter so it can safely run these emotionally volatile internal simulations. When you finally open your eyes, you feel refreshed. But that feeling isn't the result of your brain resting. It is the result of your brain successfully completing a massive data transfer and a mechanical toxic purge. Waking performance depends on this biological foundation. Without this period of internal activity, the brain loses its ability to process the outside world. Every night, your brain curates exactly what you remember through memory consolidation, and it secures your physical health by literally taking out the trash. The brain restores itself entirely by shifting its focus inward. As the sun comes up, your mind is prepared to process the outside world again, proving that true biological rest never comes from pulling the plug.